Well, what can you say when you get presented with a coin that looks like this? It's absolutely stunning. This is Gong Gong, the Chinese god of water. The absolutely incredible level of detail that's been achieved in this 2-ounce silver coin, if you can even call it a coin. It's a fine art piece sculpted in silver, and it's absolutely stunning. We're going to have a good close look at this, find out more about it, and see what it's all about. And this is a stunner, and it reminds me a lot of the first, I don't know if they were the first coin in the series, I'll have to double check on their website about that, but there was the Zhurong coin that we showed. I'll try and remember to put a link to that one in the description. That went mega. We had loads of views on that and really, really popular. Lots of people went off and bought that. It was stunning, and this is, in my opinion, in the same caliber, if not even better than that. It is so detailed, so good. Now, I am going to do a thing which I would suggest you don't do if you go and buy this coin, and that is open the capsule. Because I do find that these kind of coins really do have so much beauty when taken out of plastic. And I'm not going to fully take it out of the plastic, but I am going to at least take the top off. Now, this is an incredibly good capsule, and I'm somewhat struggling here to get it open. So let's see if I can quickly do it without too much delay. It is very tight.
1 hour later.
Well, that took a little bit longer than I thought it was, but that's a good sign because it means the capsule is bloody good and is not going to come loose anytime soon. So here we have the coin out of the plastic, and you can just see how good that coin is. It is stunning. Right, let's get a good close look. That's what In Focus Friday is all about. And it is stunning. So there is Gong Gong himself with that giant sea dragon, the multifaceted head of that sea dragon as well. I hope the camera does it justice in terms of the absolute stunning ultra high relief. We're going to quickly take this out. I think what I'll do is keep it in this outer plastic ring so that I can at least hold it safely without damaging it and really show its beauty. Now, it's somewhat concaved. I think that's the right one. I can never remember. Concave, convex. I think it's concaved. So it's concaved high around the edge, and it deepens down into the middle. And you can see that high relief of Gong Gong himself and that sea serpent. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. And what we can also say is that there is no lackluster in the depth of the design either. Just every single facet is incredibly well done, from every scale on the sea dragon to every single rippling muscle on Gong Gong himself, even that beautiful pearlescent pearl in the top part of the image. And it only gets better when you turn it over to the other side. And here we can see that massive sea dragon monster with the multifaceted head. It's absolutely incredible. Now, around the outside of the coin, we can see there some of the particulars. 2025 Republic of Chad. There is the crest down at the bottom there. And what I really like about this is that they've managed to make that kind of almost seamless on the coin. A lot of the times you get these really beautiful artistic coins with all of these fantasy designs and really incredible levels of detail, but they're always somewhat spoiled by the fact that there's a giant crest of a particular country, which has of course nothing to do with that particular area of culture. This is nicely formed within the coin and around the coin. Oh my god, that dragon is so good. Massive fan of this coin. It's very pretty indeed. Really good. So very nice design and very well put together, I think. Absolutely nothing wrong with this at all. And the beauty of that ultra high relief and antiqueness of the coin, is antiqueness even a word? It is now. It is so good. Now, I just want to share with you the certificate of authenticity quickly. So I know that some of you like to do that, and we also do a whole package review. We have here serial number 28 of 500. Cool Kids Club, you know what to do. One thing I would say is, in terms of feedback, the COA isn't quite centered. So, you know, I open and honest transparency here. I want to try and give as best of a review as I can. I don't know whether this is just this particular one or whether it was cut wrong when it was made. It's just slightly off center. Is that a big deal? Not massively for me. Maybe it's some form of mint error, but it's perfectly centered on this side. So maybe just a little bit more care and attention into that side of things. COA is important. A lot of people think, it's just a piece of cardboard, but the whole package makes a difference on these kind of products. And that is certainly something not to be underestimated. Now, in terms of the rest of the product packaging, it's very good with its artwork. I do like the theme of the blue, of course, relevant to the Chinese god of water. Really interesting artwork that has been transposed onto the coin exceptionally well. The cardboard box that it's housed in, really good high quality as well. It's nice and secure. It's not going to be damaged en route. Very nice presentation in this foam housing as well. So all in all, I'm going to give it a solid 10 out of 10 on presentation and packaging. The only thing that I think could be improved is, of course, the centering on that part of the COA. But, you know, I think that's being a bit nitpicky, really. Wow, stunning, stunning piece. Now, I want your guys' opinion on this plastic outer rim here. It is nice. It is good to be able to get the coin out and hold it safely without damaging it. And it does give an air of presentation within the coin capsule itself. But I do like to see an entire picture of a coin. And for me to get this out, it's going to require touching, require manipulating the coin somehow. And then I'd be worried about getting it back in safely. So I'm not going to do it. But maybe there's a bit of feedback to be had there about getting something as a different solution to presenting the coins within the capsule. That said, it is good in that it keeps the coin really safe. It keeps the coin elevated from the edges of the capsule, which is really fantastic, and we can't really say much more about that. Really, really good. So let's have one last really good close look, if we go the correct way on the camera, and we can really get to grips with the Chinese god of water. In fact, one thing I wanted to do is read you a little bit of the information on their website. So Gong Gong, the ancient Chinese god of water, stands as a figure of untamed force and chaotic power in Chinese mythology. Known for a serpent-like body and an iron forehead, Gong Gong was feared for his destructive influence over water. As the direct adversary to Zhurong, the god of fire, Gong Gong's myth is marked by battles that shook heaven and earth, symbolizing the duality and balance of the elemental forces. So there we go. It is a follow-up to the Zhurong coin, and really great to have those as a companion piece. If you are looking at collecting this series, this is an incredible addition to that series. I think this is one of the coolest coins I've seen for a while, and I see a lot of cool coins, let me tell you. So in fact, yes, here we go. So this is Gong Gong himself with his it's not multifaceted heads. Those are the tail of him with his serpent-like body, of course. And then we have the sea monster that he commands on the other side. Stunning piece. Really great. This is another absolutely stunning piece of silver. Believe it or not, it's actually technically a coin. There is a coin denomination on here, but it is the Guan Yu Dragon Spear. And oh boy, is it good. Sent to me by Spectres to review. So without further ado, I guess, let's get on with the review. The whole ensemble looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? You have to admit, they know how to present their coins, and this is no exception. So before we jump in and have a really close look at the silver, let's just quickly look at the entire ensemble and see what we get. We've got the nice white outside box. What I like here is they've only put the Chinese symbols on. I can't read Chinese, so I don't exactly know what it says, but it is presumably the Guan Yu green dragon blade on there. So that's really nice. Spectres logo and name on the front. Very cool indeed. And then inside, as you can see, we've got this lovely hard-wearing, heavy-duty cardboard display box. We've got a really nice COA with obviously all of the extra information and, of course, the artwork of the legendary Guan Yu. Really cool to see that. We have an individual serialized piece for all you cool kids. You know what to do. So there is all of the specifications and particulars of this particular product. It is actually genuinely a coin, even though it is in the shape of a dragon spear, but it is 2 ounces of 3/9 fine silver with a 5 thaler denomination. Really very nice indeed, of course, with the issuing country of Samoa. So not quite Chinese in its issuing country, but you know what, we can let them off that one little thing. And then the last little bit was a little foam insert to keep everything nice. What I really like is it's a really cool like display piece. I get like this feel of it being like almost like a Chinese calligraphy set or something when you're opening it and looking at it. So I think that's really cool and good to see. Now the actual coin itself, let's get that out and have a look. We have it in, of course, a unique capsule fit just for this coin. I'm going to keep saying it's a coin, but I mean, is it really a coin? Just look at this. So that's cool. Nice to keep it in nice protected format. But what we like to do best on this channel is break things out of capsule. Not literally break things, but take things out of capsules so we can get a really good close look at things under the camera and see how they have done on the production quality. So let's flip it over to this side. As I say with all of these types of videos, when I open capsules and handle coins like this is a premium product, not something to be handled with bare hands, certainly if you don't know what you're doing. And obviously be incredibly careful not to drop it. We can get it off. There we go, and don't drop it for whatever you do, because you will be losing a significant amount of premium that's on it. Now I'm just going to pop my gloves on because I really do want to get this completely out of the capsule and have a good look what it's all about, because it's really very, very well made. And I do hope that the camera and the lighting today, this is a bit of a dark, dreary day over here in the United Kingdom, but I do hope that we can show all of these unique and intricate tiny details. Oh, so good. Okay, now, first, I'm always first to give constructive criticism where constructive criticism is due. What I'd have loved to see here is not a razor sharp edge, but a sharpened edge. I think that would have taken this to the next level, because at the moment it's quite a, I mean, it's a thick piece of silver. It's got heft to it, being 2 ounces, but not having that sharp edge, I feel just takes it from a 10 down to a 9. That's what I'll say. But I'm not going to let that ruin the other aspects of this amazing piece. Right, let's see if we can get it good and close, and also maybe get the right lighting so that we can really see all of these details. So there we see the head of the green dragon blade and the green dragon etched on there. I really do think the lighting is somewhat letting this product down today, because in the naked eye it looks really good. I love that the gold gilding is being used to sort of delineate from where the blade is and where from almost at the tang of the blade through the handle, through the ornate bits of the handle there. That's really cool. We've got the dragon's mouth on there as well, showing that it's sort of swallowing the blade, or maybe in fact that the blade actually is the fire coming out of the dragon's mouth, because we've got this sort of almost flamed indenting at the back there. It's just very, very well put together on that element. Now let's see if we can get even closer in to see the intricate levels of detail. There we go, that's good. We can see all of the dragon's teeth and tiny little details across the whole part of it. Down the handle we go to the incredible hilt, I guess, and all of the extra bits underneath there. Really high quality gold, selective gold gilding on there too. We move down the rest of the handle and we get to the individualized serial number here, 196 of 500. Cool kids, you know what to do. And then we've got neatly hidden away, I think, almost like the particulars of the coin. And that's one thing that I like about this. It is technically a coin. There we go. There are all of the particulars. 5 Thaler 2025 with Samoa on it. But unlike some other products that you might see that are technically coins, you don't have a giant crest of Samoa or the king's head suddenly in the middle of a piece. So it's hidden away and it doesn't really get into the theme of the coin too much, which is really good. And then we have the base of the Guan Yu Dragon Blade with the dragon. Look, really tiny little engravings of the dragons on there. It's just incredibly well done, and the minting technology to make something like this is not to be underestimated. And you know, this entire thing is, as I said, a premium product. So you're not paying for the weight of the silver, you're paying for the artistic design, for the innovation, for the minting styles and techniques, for the limited nature of it, only 500 pieces, for the collectability of these kind of things as well. They're not really investment products, they are collectibles first and foremost. But I think it's very cool indeed, really nice. It's very top heavy, as you would expect. You know, from a bladesmith point of view, the balance point here is not really in the right place. But you know what? It's okay. It's still very, very good indeed. Is it a bit early in the year to call Coin of the Year? Well, this is certainly a contender in my book anyway. Certainly Coin of the Year contender on the Backyard Bullion channel. If you can even call it a coin. It is technically a coin. There's a little crest down here on the handle of this incredible Aztec themed 2 ounce silver. It is stunning. Probably one of the best I've reviewed, and it's very cool indeed. Now we're going to take a good close look at it and have a review. But before we dive into that, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to subscribe if you're not already, because we're going to hit 100,000 subs this year. And I'd love for you to join me on that journey. And maybe, just maybe, this will be included in the massive giveaway that we've got planned for 100,000 subs. So let's dive in and have a look at this stunning piece of silver. I always love the simple less is more approach for the Spectres outside sleeve. That is very cool. You know that you've got a cool Spectres product coming with those beautiful cardboard sleeves. The inside box is incredibly well made. It's a nice hard wearing cardboard, so it's going to protect your coin really nicely. It almost feels like it could be like a light wood. It is that hard wearing as cardboard, so really, really nice. The artwork on it is really cool as well. I like that. I like this sort of orange and black theme that's going on here. My only criticism of the orange and black theme is that it does make the text on the certificate of authenticity somewhat difficult to read. Perhaps a lighter text just to really get that contrast going would have been a good idea, but that's a small issue in the grand scheme of things. So nice artwork on the reverse side here, of course, which showcases the absolutely incredible part of the artwork on the coin itself, which, as you can see, is housed in its own custom capsule. We've seen this from Spectres products. They have a whole host of different shapes and sizes, and it's, oh my God, it's so good. It's nice to have it in a capsule because that really does allow you, now I'm going to take it out of the capsule and have a good close look at it. That's what we do here on the channel, but it allows you, for example, to be able to get it out, have a look around and actually see it protected without it being too much of a problem. So let's get nice and close and open up. In fact, we need the other glove on first before we open this capsule up and have a good close look at what is going on here, because it is stunning. Now, with these kind of capsules and coins, I would suggest you do not open your own capsules unless you're very used to handling these kind of coins, especially wear gloves if doing so. I will say that if you do open capsules like this, sometimes the capsules don't reclose quite so tightly. Often when they're closed for the first time, you get this nice little sort of vacuum seal almost that comes in for it. So do bear that in mind if you are going to sort of do what I do and have a really good close look at it. So there we go. Now, we throw the capsule. It's not a backyard bullion video unless I drop something. At least I dropped the capsule, not the coin. Okay, so we are now going to take it out. And here it is. The stunning 2-ounce Huitzilopochtli Macuahuitl. And that is very cool indeed. Now, I am a history buff. I love history, always have. I've studied history at university. I didn't study Aztec history that much, but I do know a little bit about that whole period of history. And what I find fascinating is the relationship between the Aztecs and the Incas and all of the ancient South American and Central American cultures with precious metals, gold and silver. And also platinum. Platinum, if you didn't know, was seen as a bit of a waste metal, a byproduct. And there are archaeological digs that have found giant pits of platinum ore and slag that they couldn't melt because they didn't have the technology to get the furnaces hot enough, which I find fascinating. But we digress. We now look at this incredible 2-ounce silver piece. And I do hope the camera is doing justice to this, because I would like to say that I think this is possibly, probably, formatively, all of the other illy words out there, the best Spectres product that I've seen, certainly in terms of the amount of detail achieved on the particular coin, but also just in beauty. It's absolutely incredible. The high relief nature of it, the absolutely stunning detail, it's just second to none. I am so impressed with what they've been able to achieve on this. So the detail here is just exemplary. It's just incredible. I really, really can't stress how good that is. All of these little intricate details around the edge of the machete here, the incredible Aztec features on it and around it, everything. I mean, I'm struggling to sort of see any potential criticism or flaws, constructive criticism I'm levying here. It's just second to none. It is incredible. It is so, so good. It really is. Now, I want to just share a few extra bits of information about this particular product from Spectres website. So, wield the power of Huitzilopochtli. In the heart of the Aztec Empire, one weapon stood as both a tool of conquest and a symbol of divine power, the Macuahuitl. With its carved wooden frame lined with obsidian blades, it was wielded by elite warriors and, in myth, by the gods themselves. This extraordinary 2-ounce silver pure coin reimagines the iconic Macuahuitl as a numismatic tribute to Huitzilopochtli, the formidable Aztec god of the sun and war. The reverse side brings Huitzilopochtli to life in dramatic ultra-high relief depicted mid-stride, adorned in full warrior regalia. The god clutches a chimayil, I'm so sorry about all of the different pronunciations here, shield and the serpentine fire weapon. Hummingbirds, sacred to the Huitzilopochtli, soar around him, messengers and manifestations of his divine will. The entire design pulses with layered Aztec symbolism, including the detailed motifs carved into the weapon's length. On the obverse, the design shifts to the cosmic scale. Dominating the top is the sacred Aztec calendar stone, encircled by a ring of ancient glyphs. Below it, the 4 creator gods of Aztec mythology are rendered in stunning relief, representing the cardinal directions and elements. Towering pyramid anchors the base, symbolizing the ceremonial heart of the empire. So this particular product, we didn't go through some of the specifications on the certificate, so let's quickly have a look at those. It is a limited piece to just 500 as a mintage. They do have individual serialization. I think I saw it on the side. Yep, here we go. It's on the side of one of the blades. If we can get that to focus, there we go. So this is number 77. Cool kids, you know what to do. A really, really stunning piece. Absolutely incredible. Another absolutely stunning piece has come to us from Spectres, the Singaporean-based collectible numismatic dealer. This is the flintlock pistol of George Washington, 2 ounces of 3/9 fine silver, that recreates this absolutely iconic piece. It's stunning, and let's not also gloss over the fact that there is possibly the best ever COA that I've ever seen on any numismatic product. How cool does that look? But it is somewhat dwarfed by the majesty and incredible nature that is this 2-ounce silver flintlock pistol. So today we are going to take a good close look at it and find out what it's all about. I think it's one of the best that I've seen from Spectres. Look at that. We are going to get it out of the housing and have a really good close look at it. It is stunning. So without further ado, let's get on with the review. I mean, it would be remiss of me not to talk about the absolutely incredible display and packaging that comes with this product. It really does look like this could be some kind of museum piece. And it's so cool. And I really love this certificate of authenticity. The amount of times that I've reviewed coins and really sort of looked at them and thought, you know what, the certificate's just been kind of an afterthought and it's just been put on a piece of card. This is like the best certificate I have ever seen. And I'm going to go hands down and say that it is, because it's so well made. It looks like it could have come straight from 1776. It's got that really nice antiqued cardboard look. All of the information that you'll need on there as well. This particular product, let's go through those specifications, is mintage of 1776. Why wouldn't it be? This is number 121, so cool kids, you know what to do. It's 2 ounces of 909 fine silver. It's, of course, the flintlock pistol of George Washington, and it has got a denomination of 5 thaler under the issuing authority of Samoa. So a fantastic little extra. And, of course, there's George Washington famously crossing the Delaware, I want to say, was it? I can't remember. I didn't do US history at school, but I am an avid follower of that period of history. I think it was him crossing the Delaware. I could be wrong, though. But anyway, regardless, I'm sure you wonderful Americans in the comments will correct me when I get things wrong. But there is the amazing certificate. The display box, really nice as well. The outside cardboard box, fantastic. The white cardboard box, brilliant. When it was shipped to me, the coin, I mean, are we calling it a coin? It is a coin, I suppose, technically, was housed within some little cellophane to protect it in transit. I've taken that off, of course, so that we can enjoy it. But that's the only consideration, I'd say. If you are sort of buying it to retail or selling yours at some point in the future, you might want to just rewrap it in cellophane, in sort of saran wrap, I think you Americans call it, but cling film here in the UK, just to protect it even further. But look at that. Amazing. Just stunning. And like, not just like good, but coin of the year good could be. Like, this is an incredible, yes, coin, I mean, believe it or not, here is the specifications that make it a coin underneath there. But I mean, how good is this for 3/9 fine silver, beautiful finish, beautiful casting. Presumably it's cast rather than minted in a press of some kind, but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't be able to tell if it's cast. Where have they put where's the spurs? If it's been 3D cast, sand cast? It probably hasn't been sand cast because of the finish. Look at this. I don't know how they've made it. I don't know. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So a beautiful piece, really nice in, of course, the finish and design. Every single intricate, tiny detail on there that you would ever want and need. Now, I've never really known too much about George Washington's actual flintlock pistol, but one presumes that it is somewhere in a museum, and it is a very iconic piece, and of course signifies even more so of, oh, there's something cool. That's the laser etched serial number on the top there, number 121 of 1776. So one presumes, oh, and there's the Spectres logo. I found it on this one, couldn't find it on the Ghishi Shield from yesterday's video. But yeah, absolutely amazing. I just think this is phenomenally put together, a really well crafted piece, and something that is iconic and legendary. Really is stunning. These days I see hidden meanings in everything, it seems. We are staring down the barrel of the gun that is the silver market coming towards us. I don't know, maybe I'm stretching a bit too far, but today we are going to look at this incredible coin. It's a bar-shaped piece, but it is in fact a coin. There, look, I can prove it. It's got $5 denomination on the back. It's a very, very cool piece indeed, and we're going to take a good close look at it. Inside, we have the Thug QT, the quintessential firearms target. I mean, everybody's seen this. It's been celebrated in movies. It's just so synonymous. And here we have a nice outer cardboard box. It's quite easy to open. Some of these boxes can often be a little bit difficult to get open, but this one is just fine. Inside, we have the bar housed in a capsule. I say bar. Do you know what? I thought nearly 8 years of reviewing things from various different companies that are not coin shaped have always called them coins. And the one time I get a bar, which is bar shaped, that is technically a coin, I say it's a bar. I mean, honestly, I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. I'm maybe getting too old for this game. But anyway, the coin housed very nicely within the box there. That is well presented. I think it looks really good in that. We have the certificate of authenticity here, so we can have a quick look at the particulars. This particular coin is number 49 of 500. So cool, kids, you know what to do with the special serial number, but only 500 of these out there. That's very limited indeed. So there is all the particulars on that side. We can turn that over and you can see all of the others there. Of course, it's proof standard, 2 ounces of fine silver, $5 face value from the islands of Niue. So let's have a look and see what this coin is all about, not the bar. In fact, it's so well housed in here, I can't get it back out again. There we go. So nice. What I like about this is that it's not trying to be a traditional coin in that it's not round, because of course the original target for the Thug QT wasn't round, and I think that's really cool. I like that. Bars are really popular. There's a lot of coin bars out there in the market, in the world, and this one I think looks really cool. Very sleek, and again, the less is more approach really working for a product like this. Now, what we're going to do is take it out of the capsule so we can see what it looks like outside of plastic, and you can really get a good feel for what this product is all about. So I'm putting some gloves on, which is something I'd always recommend if you are looking to handle any of these kind of things. What I would suggest is if you are going to buy these, probably best not to open the capsules and handle them, because they are premium products at the end of the day and you risk damaging them. So probably not a great idea, but I like to do it and go through the looking glass. It's really, really nice. Very thin profile is what I would say. And that's cool. I like that. I mean, we're working with 2 ounces worth of silver here, so we could easily have had this be quite a sort of chunky monkey bar. Could have been a lot less size-wise in profile. We've got on the edge there, we've got the serial number laser etched on the side, number 49 of 500, always nice to have. But this is working with quite a lot of surface area, which I like. I think that's really nice to see that additional surface area, because you really do get the design in full, and it almost does feel like that piece of paper that is floating down the range at you, of course. The Thug QT design there. And it's very well put together in the matte finish background, of course, with the high relief parts of the actual surface of the design, and then all of the different shiny areas to really get it really contrasting with that background, so you can get to see it in its full detail. You've also got, of course, the target, the core mass targets there, the head targets there. That's really cool. I like that. It's very well put together, I have to say, and the quality is really high. That properly good quality there as well. So beautiful, beautiful piece. Now on the opposite side, we've got the crest of Niue, and often with these types of coins, not bars, the crests are often really quite small. They're hidden away on various different parts of the coin. But this is really nice to see. I love the Niue crest. It is a really good one, the public seal of Niue, as we can see, and it's really showcasing it for all that it's worth. I think it looks really cool like that with the matte finish background. Really nice high finish. Quality there is just second to none. And then the high relief parts of the seal with the beautiful shiny bits on top. Just really well put together. So a lovely piece. And of course, we have got a little bit of design bleeding through from the other side, in that we have some of those bullet holes there. What I think would have set this to an infinitely cooler plane, and maybe this is feedback for the next one, is if they could have had the actual bullet holes through it that match up with these holes on the back. If you could have imagined them putting that together, that would have been like next level play. That's just something maybe that they could think of for a future product, but I think that would have been so cool. I mean, there are ways that you could do it. You could engineer it in terms of coin design, but even if you just do it as an after fact thing by having, you know, basically just drilling holes through to create those, I think that would have been super cool. Now, I want to share a few other little bits from the Spectres website whilst we have a look at there. So, inspired by the unmistakable ice qualification silhouette target, this 2-ounce pure silver coin delivers a bold and unmistakable visual statement. The reverse features the aggressive stance of the thug cartoon-style figure, originally designed as a firearms training aid. Rendered with a striking proof finish and deep contrast, the figure aims directly forward, framed by scoring zones as seen on training targets. On the obverse, the official public seal of Nui certifies its legal tender status, flanked by 3 realistic bullet hole impressions, impactful details that bring the training range inspiration full circle. Struck in 2 ounces of fine silver measuring 46 by 70 millimeters, the Thug QT is issued by Nui with a face value of $5, limited to just 500 pieces worldwide. Each coin comes with custom packaging and a numbered certificate of authenticity, a conversation starting piece for collectors of modern Americana, law enforcement memorabilia, or unconventional numismatics. There's rare occasions where I actually look at something and go, how the hell did they do that? That is absolutely stunning. And this is no exception. This is the King Tutankhamun's dagger from Spectres. We're going to have a good close look at it and a full review of this stunning product in today's In Focus Friday. But oh boy, it's incredible. It's stunning. And let me tell you, it's well worth looking at real close to the camera. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we do a full review of this stunning silver coin. Here we go. Let's get on with the review now we've got all of that waffle out the way. This is stunning. As with all of the products that I've seen from Spectres, their presentation is second to none. The quality is second to none on these items as well, and it just looks incredible all put together. If we're doing a full product review, let's just talk briefly about the entire ensemble. So we have the outside Spectres white box with the logo on and the King Tutankhamun. The little damage that's on here is entirely my fault. I dropped the box, which was a little bit of a squeaky moment. I was a bit like, oh God, have I broken the internal box? But all credit to Spectres, the internal box held up just fine. There's no damage on this outer cardboard box, so that's fantastic. It's a nice high quality cardboard. It's really rigid, nice, well done. Nice little gold etching, or etching's the wrong word, like imprinting on there as well with the King Tutankhamun's dagger, the Spectres logo, and some hieroglyphics. So nice high quality box to keep it safe. And then inside, of course, we've got this nice wooden box with the glass frontage, and that's a really good way to I love about this series with the other little products that have been in it, all sort of it seems like they're doing a weapons theme. There was the Holy Lance, there was the Teddy Roosevelt dagger. What it looks like is these historical artifacts are from a museum, and this looks like it could be quite at home in just sitting in a museum cabinet somewhere. And you can see this replica of the King Tutankhamun's dagger. So I'm really liking the touch of this. It's a really high quality box. It's got a good latch on there. When it's closed, it's closed. Nice felt bottom. It's just really high quality. So really, really good to see. Now, the coin itself, it's housed here within there. Easy to get out. Sometimes the like capsules within these things are really difficult to do, and maybe it's a little learning curve, but if you push from this side, it doesn't come out. But if you push from that side, easy peasy, out it comes. It's obviously angled down there. We've got the certificate of authenticity in the box as well. So here we can see the COA details. This is number 185 out of 999 as a mintage. So cool kids club, you know what to do with the serial number down in the comment section. And then you can see all of the other bits there. So it says the certificate verifies that the enclosed coin is authentic, issued under the authority of Samoa and recognized as a legal tender within the country. I guess my only feedback would be like King Tutankhamun's dagger from Samoa. I mean, look, it's semantics, because at the end of the day, it varies from coin nation to coin nation. Some coin nations or nations issue coins and others don't. And I would imagine that the Egyptian authorities would have been a little bit more tricky or lengthy or bureaucratic to get that kind of thing done. So it is what it is. The Mint Spectres guarantees to match the composition and weight in the set in specifications of 2 ounces troy. Oh, what's wrong with me today? 2 troy ounces. 99 fine silver, 5 thaler denomination, and there is the size and limited edition mintage. So a really nice little presentation. Again, I like the fact that that COA is in there. It gives this like a whole museum feel, which is really good. Lovely capsule, of course, made to fit the product. And you know what? We're going to open the capsule because I want to see what this looks like outside of the plastic. So we are going to, first up, pry this open very gently with a sharp knife. And there we go. That is now off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some gloves on, because let's just talk briefly while I put the gloves on. This is a premium product, so price point, you know, we are looking at premium levels for it. And it is not to be ignored that these kind of things are an investment in the artwork, the whole composition of the product, not just the precious metal content. So if you're on the camp of moaning about an item because it's a premium item and it has a price point to it, wow, this is so good, then that's just, it's the wrong market for you. You're not fully understanding what this is about. So it's a premium product, and look, you can see exactly why, because, you know, I'm going to put my hand-poured silver in frame here for a second. You know, I make a premium product. It takes labor, it takes time, but it's not necessarily like this kind of product. You just can't go and make this in your house. People can go make hand-poured silver. It takes time to get good at it, but you can't just go and rock up and make a coin that looks like this. So the expertise, the time, the energy, the research and development that goes into the minting, the actual physical production of these kind of products to make them good and uniform and consistent, that's all factored in. And that is something that Spectres, I think, have done incredibly well at. And let's not also forget that the amount of work that it takes to put together series of coins and different themes that have continuity that look as good as this is not to be underestimated. So, stunning piece, and of course one of the most famous historical artifacts in the world of Egyptology. And we can see here all of the minute details along the blade there, with all of the animals. Gosh, look at that beautiful, beautiful design on the tip there. Stunning. And then the handle. The handle is the thing that's really getting me. It's just so, so elegant. And of course, in that traditional, I don't know what the name of the official, I want to say it's a Kopesh, but I don't think it is a Kopesh, but maybe it is, I don't know. Really, really amazing detailing. And the enameling, I think it is definitely enameling. It looks like it's enamel rather than, it's certainly not coloured like UV printed colour. So this is proper reflective enameling on there. It's just so good, really, really high quality. In fact, I want to get even closer and just see if we can really show off this enameling in all of its detail. So there, if we get it in focus, there it is. That's what it's all about, in focus Friday. Stunning. And I've also just noticed that on the bottom there, we've got the serial number of this particular product, number 185, laser etched by the look of it on there. So on the other side of the dagger, of course, the enameling continues over on this side of the handle. And you can see there's no like failure in the breaking of the enamel there. It's just really well put on, and absolutely minute details as well. So how they've managed to do that is beyond me. It's really good. But then it gets even better because the enameling goes all the way up this side of the blade. And look at that. Just look at that. How good is that? This, I'm going to say this is one of the best that I've reviewed in a while now. And I've reviewed a lot of coins. It's really, really cool. So now I'm just going to try and find, are they here, the particulars of Samoa? I think this might be. And I guess that's a kind of really good thing that they've almost sort of hidden it away. Gone too far, too close in. Come on, back you go, camera. Why isn't my button working? There we go. Right, let's try again. So really hard to see through the viewfinder. No, I think those are hieroglyphics. So where are all of the particulars of the coin? Because, aha, I found it. Here we go. Because you want to have the Samoa crest on there. And there's the 909 fine silver. Is it upside down? Let's have a look. Turn it around the other way. Yes, it was upside down. So there we go. You can see Samoa, 909 fine silver, the crest of Samoa up there as well. So it's kind of good that that's not like, you haven't had to have that front and center. I've seen some products where, you know, you have something like this, but then on the reverse, it's basically just got King Charles's head right in the middle of it, or the Samoa crest, or whatever it might be, issuing nation. So it's nice to see that that's basically invisible, and you have to look really hard to find it, and you just then got the entire product and the entire beauty of that product there. So this is a stunning, stunning piece and a real collector's item. I don't know how they've done this. This is absolutely incredible. This is the Ghishi Shield from Spectres, Singaporean-based collectible numismatic dealer. Absolutely incredible. Concave, convex, stunning design, incredible detail, a lovely piece, and we are going to take a good close look at it. So we have the Ghishi Shield, not an easy phrase to say on YouTube. Really nice packaging. As always with Spectres, I like the uniformity of their less is more approach when it comes to the outer packaging. Just that white box, you know you're getting a Spectres product. Really, really cool, nice. Inside, we have a very, very nice hard durability cardboard. Really nice artwork all around the outside of that, showing off the incredible artifact that is the Ghishi Shield. A little bit more about what that is a little bit into the video, but it's a really nice way to store the coin, present it. It's, of course, a really unique piece, a premium product, and it needs to be housed properly. And we have that housing just fine here in this capsule. It's a concave coin. I think that is the right way, isn't it? So it bends inwards on one side. And as a consequence, getting a capsule that would fit it is really important. This one is flat on the bottom, which is really important because it means that it's easier to house. It's got more contact area in this. That's a really good storage solution for that. And of course, the capsule itself there to protect the actual coin itself. Now, this is 2 ounces of fine silver, I believe. Yes, there we are on the certificate. We can see 2 ounces of fine silver. So they've really stretched the silver thin to be able to get all of the artwork in really good detail, because there could have been an easy way just to make this a lot smaller, have that detail still there, but you'd have to really get up close with it with a microscope to really see it. But nevertheless, here we are with the rest of the Spectres specs. Here is serial number 92. Cool kids, you know what to do. 500 is the mintage on this, and we can see that it is indeed a $5 coin, and the mint is Niue. There you go, under the authority of Niue. So there are all of the particulars. Oh, that would have been a lot easier to see on the other side there. Look, country, Niue, and you can see all of the other bits. High relief, concave, convex. Well, I was right, it is concave on one side, convex on the other. So, as with all of these products that we get from various different coin sellers, we are going to crack this out of the capsule and have a look. Now, what I will say is, because of the design of the capsule, that was relatively easy to open. So you just got to be careful with these kind of capsules if you are going to, oh my God, it's so good. If you are going to inspect these kind of coins, because the capsules are there to protect the coin, and I would not necessarily recommend that you take a coin like this out of a capsule to have a look at. Only do so at your own risk and your own, I guess, supervision, if that makes sense. Now, I am notorious for dropping things, but I'm often very, very careful when it comes to expensive things like this. So, the Ghishi Shield. Very, very cool piece. Originally crafted in 1554 by the Italian goldsmith and engraver Giorgio Ghishi, the Ghishi Shield is one of the most celebrated examples of Renaissance parade armor. Designed not for war but to impress, ornate, symbolic and astonishingly detailed, the shield features an allegorical scenes of heroism, mythology and imperial power, embodying the ideals of humanism, classical revival that defined its era. Spectres pays tribute to this iconic artifact with a meticulously sculpted recreation of the original masterpiece, struck in antique high relief from 2 ounces of 3/9 fine silver. The coin is shaped with a convex concave form to resemble the original shield's curvature. And there's a little bit more information on the Spectres website, which you can go and have a quick look at. Now, at the current time of filming, there are only 3 items in stock on Spectres website. They are $329. Spectres offers free international shipping with that, and you can get it $20 discount with the code BYB20, so $309. Very, very good price for something like this. This is an incredible piece, and it really is great. Now, that's as much of a go and buy it plug as I will give, because it is a premium item and you do need to bear that in mind, but it is incredible. And you can see the level of detail that Spectres have been able to achieve on this product. It is stunning. And really, really pays that, as I said, a really respectful homage to that original antique piece, that legendary piece of artwork. So good, really is. And we can see the true nature of the concave. I think it's concave when it's this way, or is it concave? I can never remember. But it looks so good, really nice with that high relief antique. I say high relief, I mean, it doesn't sort of high relief in terms of some of the other products that we've seen, but considering the minute thinness of this product, and in fact, what we're going to do is quickly put some gloves on and get it out of the capsule so you can really see how thin this is, because it's so impressive how they've done this. And I will say as well, from having worked with a lot of silver and in the past, creating products which are thin, like my little silver bars that I make, when you stamp or when you create or when you mint things that are super, super thin, you come up with a lot of problems of like bleeding through of the design onto the other sides of the coin or of the product. And here on the reverse side, we don't see any of that issue. And that's really impressive. That's like super good to see, because look how thin that is. So thin, so good. Really nice with that $5 Republic seal of Nui there. Beautiful, beautiful rendition of that. My only gripe, it's not really even a gripe because it's just the way the coin world works, but could you imagine if they'd managed to find or get the Italian authorities to put their seal on this and give it a euro denomination or something? That would have been, you know, that would have been super cool, next level. But hey ho, it is what it is. It's so tactile. It really is very good indeed. I can't believe they've managed to work so much surface area out of 2 ounces of silver, if I'm being honest. I've seen other silver coins in my time that get stretched and you just feel like they're a little bit flimsy almost, and they don't really bleed that well onto the designs, but this nowhere near any issue on that side. It's just so well done, well made and well presented. It's a really good product all in. Here is Odins Spear, and I'll tell you what, for 2 ounces of silver, they have stretched this to the max. They have made this work. It's fantastic. Look, you can like hold this properly and it looks absolutely incredible. Obviously hold it properly, it's not like a real spear, but it is absolutely stunning. And the amount of detail that's on this is incredible. Really is very pleasant to look at and see. The entire ensemble and packaging is brilliant as well. We've got a nice simple plain outside white box with the Spectres logo and then the Gungnir. I'm so sorry again about the pronunciation if I'm getting that wrong. There was also a little foam insert inside. I just had that out because I fluffed my intro once or twice. And then we have the certificate of authenticity with Odin, the All-Father. Not necessarily in his most traditional look, of course. We are used to the Marvel world of Odin and basically the God King, and it's a bit different. He is just the traveler, the old man, the man that would come and foretell the future for you. And the Old Father here, and we can see all of the different bits of information about the coin here. So let's just have a quick look at all of that first before we dive in and have a close look at the silver itself. Cool kids, you know what to do with certificate number 126. Limited edition of 540. It's a 2 ounce 909 fine silver coin, and it is... which country? I'm not seeing it there on the COA. Maybe I'm just missing it. I will have a quick look on the website as we talk through. But it is a very cool piece indeed. And we are now going to take a good close look at it. Of course, custom made capsule to keep it nice and safe. It's really well presented, looks really good in this capsule. But as with all of the Spectre products, I am going to break open the capsule. Not necessarily something I would recommend that you do if you get one of these. You have to, of course, be very careful. For those wondering how you might do this, you just get a nice sharp knife and pry open one of the sides, and you should then be able to get it nice and open. Although, of course, when they're this complex of a capsule, it can be sometimes just a wee bit difficult. There we go. We are through the looking glass. So here it is, and there is a reason why I like to take these capsule lids off and show them, because I think these get infinitely better when you take the capsules off. Now, the only criticism that I'm going to levy against this piece is that I'm going to really struggle to get this really close to the camera and still have the full field of view on it to showcase the entire product. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in and we're going to look at different little elements of the spear, and then we'll zoom back out and see it in all its glory. So here we have the spear head. It's absolutely incredible. Look how sharp that point is. Really very well made indeed. All of the incredible regalia around Odin, the two ravens, of course, the Nordic theme, the Norse theme there. It's just beautiful, so well put together. The handle, of course, having the runes, the runic symbols all the way down it. The All-Father in the middle there, I believe that's the symbol for more runes as we go further down. And then, oh my goodness, look at the base of the spear there, with the wolf's heads and the horses. Absolutely stunning. You just can't beat this. This is, I genuinely do believe this is the best product that I've seen come out from Spectres. I'm always at a loss sometimes to say whether or not something is the best product I've ever seen, but this is certainly up there. And there's the reverse of the spear, so of course you can basically see like it's one of two sides. You've got the reverse of Odin's helmet there. Absolutely incredible with the two crows there, the ravens. The crows or ravens? I can't remember. I think they're crows. And they're, of course, the reverse of the spear as well. Absolutely lovely. Just so well put together, so well made. And I just don't think that the camera's going to be doing it enough justice here with the field of view. So coming back out, if we put it at a full-on diagonal like that, then we get as close as possible. There we go. I think that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. And we can then see the full glory of the entire product. It is great. You need to watch this on a big screen TV, really, to appreciate this. This is brilliant. Really, really beautiful. So, of course, elephant in the room time, price-wise, $299, which, when the dollar is as weak as it is right now, is actually not that bad, all things considered. So really, it's a very, very nice piece. And yes, a premium, but as with all premium items of a limited nature, there is a market for them. There has been a market for them for many years. I've been doing videos on premium products for nearly 9 years now, and they never cease to amaze, so that some go on to do very well. Now, that's not financial advice, and me telling you that this is going to go and do very well as a financial product. It's a risk. It's a collectible. You don't buy this to make money. You buy this to enjoy it. And if it makes you money, then that's a lucky, very nice thing to add on top. But I think it is incredible and very, very pretty indeed. I love the Odin part up here. I'm sorry, whether or not you want to see the whole lot again, I'm just going to zoom right back in again and have a look at Odin with his ravens. It's absolutely lovely. I'll tell you what, up here as well, these sort of arches, this way it looks, it just really is exactly what you want from like that world of the Vikings, world of Norse mythology, and that it just speaks volumes to it. Like the Great Hall almost is behind it. It's really, really good. The run that silver has been experiencing lately has certainly made it feel like I've been to Las Vegas and hit it big. It's an incredible time to be a silver stacker. And this silver coin, yes, it is indeed a coin, is an incredible rendition of that famous Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada sign. Will silver continue to feel like a big win at the casino, or will the house take all the winnings eventually? I don't know. But will you be saying, drive carefully, come back soon at some point in the future? Who knows? But what we can say for sure is that we are going to take a good close look at this beautiful Las Vegas themed silver, the outer box. It's a sublime, beautiful, less is more approach as always from Spectres. As I said, you know you're getting a good product when you get that beautiful, sleek, white Spectres box. Inside we have the artwork box of Las Vegas, a nice hard-wearing cardboard. It is easy to open, which is always a good thing. Some of the cardboards that I have seen in time over the 10 years I've been doing this can be quite difficult to open, but this is quite easy to open. We have a certificate of authenticity, and then the coin itself, which is, yes, it is a coin, even though it's in a really weird shape and with color and everything, it is technically a coin. There's the crest up there. We can see the beautiful Las Vegas sign. It's nicely housed in the box. The box itself, full artwork all around. Now, in terms of the certificate, let's have a quick look at the particulars of the coin before we dive in. Mintage automatically strikes out at me at 777. Of course it does, the lucky sevens of the Las Vegas Strip. It is a Niue coin, 2026, $5, 2 ounces of 3/9 fine silver. There's the size, proof quality finish, and there we have a little bit of the extra information and certificate of authenticity. There is an individual serial number, number 26. So cool kids, you know what to do. And there we go, the iconic Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada sign, immortalized in beautiful silver. Really is an incredibly cool coin. Very high quality. Now, I would like to stress that because whilst there are other coins in the world that have higher relief and higher antiquing and selective gold gilding, this actually really strikes out from the coin surface to me. It's not pretending to be anything else. It's just pretending to be, well, not even pretending to be, it is being an incredible rendition of the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. And it's done really, really well. A high quality proof finish. And you really can see that quality coming through in this piece. On the other side, we of course have drive carefully, come back soon. And then the crest up there at the top. Now, I want to take the capsule lid off and have a real close look at what's going on this beautiful coin. I would not necessarily recommend that you do this with yours unless you are very careful and well used to handling coins. And if you are going to do this kind of thing, then it's worth putting some gloves on as well. But I think it's always quite important to show how good these capsules are as well, because they do stay on really well. But once you have broken that seal, they can be a little bit less great at staying on. But this one seems to be a pretty good capsule. There we go. It is now coming off. So there is the beautiful coin outside of the plastic. And I do think this is fantastic. Of course, it is one of the most iconic places, I think, on the planet. And certainly, you'd argue right now, here, let's have the beautiful black background of the gloves with the humongously brilliant contrast of the silver. That's beautiful. Of course, Las Vegas, synonymous with wealth, with money, with luck, with fortune, favor. Fortune favors the bold, pushing one's luck maybe. Does that feel like a synonym for silver right now? I don't know is the honest answer. But we can all at least admire this as an incredible piece and coin. Of course, very iconic. The other side, let's flip it over and have a look outside of the plastic. Here we go, nice and carefully. Drive carefully, in fact. There's the crest at the top, Nui 2026, and the $5 denomination with the crest there. We've got drive carefully, and then there's the little Spectres logo down there. Sometimes I find it difficult to find that Spectres logo, but I have seen it there. And then I've just seen on this side, I'm going to put the capsule top back on briefly, because down here, where is it? I've lost it. I saw the serial number. It was here a second ago. There we go. There's the serial number, individual serial number on each piece. Probably just about make that out there. Number 26. Cool kids, you know what to do. Well, the silver and gold markets do feel a little bit like a slot machine at the moment. You put your money in. Where will it come out? Will it go 10x? Will it just go to that money back? I don't know. Who knows? But this Liberty Bell slot machine replica of the original slot machine from Charles Fay in 1894 is a really, really cool product. And it's got, of course, on the reverse, the beautiful Liberty Bell 1776 there. A stunning product which we are going to have a good close look at in this week's coin review. And it is very cool indeed, presented, of course, in a beautifully custom-made capsule, the Liberty Bell paying homage to that original slot machine. Now, before we just get on with the review, I do want to just put a little plug in to say, don't forget to subscribe. If you like these coin review videos, if you enjoy watching our precious metal rambles, then help us get to 100,000 subscribers. It'd be great to have you along for that roller coaster ride that is YouTube. Now, on with the review. So I just want to quickly talk about the entire ensemble and packaging, because it does matter, these whole packaging situations. The plain white Spectres box with the Spectres logo and of course the name of the coin. Nice and simple. Less is more on these things. I love the white finish. It is really nice and sleek and very, very good looking indeed. Outside of that, we have, of course, the hard cardboard box, and I prefer these top opening boxes to the drawer boxes. Sometimes there's like a little slot drawer that you pull out. They can be a little bit difficult to open sometimes, but this, nice and easy. Absolutely no complaints on that at all. The coin itself, nicely housed within some felt. Not going to lose that anytime soon, with a nice little finger hold to get it out and have a look at. So a really well presented product, nicely put together, and of course the certificate of authenticity, let's not forget that. For all you cool kids, you know what to do with serial number 92, mintage of 777. This is a 2-ounce silver coin from the country of Samoa. There's all of the other technical bits of information that you might like to have a look at. And it's a really cool piece indeed. I like the fact that it's mintage 777. We couldn't have it minted of 3 bells, of course, to pay homage to the original design, but lucky 7s in the slot machine world is definitely a cool thing. So that is a nice little sort of touch to add to it as well. So capsule, it is in a capsule. It has the serial number on the side of the bar, as we can see there, laser etched on, number 92 of 777. Really nice capsule, keeping it safe. Love that it's got the little legs on the slot machine. Capsule goes, of course, all around that, and the pay drawer as well. Very, very cool indeed. Nicely protected. You can see all of the edges through it as well. It tapers off at the top too, so you can really get to grips with the entire product. But as with most reviews I do on this channel, we're going to open the capsule and have a good look at the entire ensemble. Now, this is a premium product. I would not recommend that you do this unless you are used to handling these types of coins, because of course any premium product needs to be kept in as pristine a condition as possible to retain its premium and value. So do bear that in mind if you are ever going to be doing this kind of thing or making videos on these kind of products on the old YouTubes. Now, I'm just going to put on some gloves because I do want to have a full look at the sides of this product as well, not just the inside of the capsule look from top down. So we have our nice black gloves on, and we are going to take this completely out of the capsule and have a look. Now, we're going to start on this side because I actually really love this. I love that we've got the 1776 Liberty Bell. Of course, this was the original inspiration for the prize. That you win 3 Liberty Bells and there you have the grand prize. So I do like that. It reminds me a lot of the half dollars, the Liberty Bell half dollars. They are really, really cool to see. And we also have, if I can, do you know what? I've put my gloves on as well, and now I can't access my phone to get the information. So if we just have a quick look at the information on here. So it says, in 1894, Charles Fay forever changed the world of gaming with the invention of the Liberty Bell, first ever mechanical slot machine. Simple design, 3 spinning wheels, 5 symbols, and a payout for matching Liberty Bells. Paved the way for a global phenomenon still beloved today. Of course, we all know the popularity of the slot machines in those gaming halls. Spectres Liberty Bell slot machine, 2 ounces of pure silver, pays tribute to this groundbreaking invention with an intricately detailed replica of Fay's original machine. Crafted in 2 ounces of silver, the coin captures every element of the machine. Classic lever embossed by the pay table and signature Liberty Bell. The symbol proudly displayed on the reels. This shaped coin brings the mechanical charm of the 19th century into precious metal form, honouring both gaming history and artisanal craftsmanship. A must-have for collectors of Americana, vintage gaming and numismatic artistry alike. So really, really cool. And I love the fact that it's got this 3D element to it. It does look like you could just stand that up and it would be the 3D coin machine, or I should say slot machine. Got the pay slot down at the bottom, the little legs, the pay table. Now let's get up close and personal and see what those payouts are all about. So here we have the payouts for the Liberty Bells. You can see there, fantastic. Really nice to see, really cool. And there it is at the top, Charles Fay and Co. It's just a really nice, simple, less is more product, paying homage to that Americana history. It really did revolutionize the gaming industry. There's the lever on the right hand side. And then the Liberty Bell on the back itself. I do like it's like an antique finish as well, with that sort of brushed antique. It looks really good. There's the Samoa crest, 2025, 5 tar left, 909 fine silver with the Spectres logo. You see the double-sided nature of the entire ensemble. Just really well put together. Nice high relief on the reverse with the Liberty Bell as well. Just beautiful. Well done to Spectres. And we can see it tapering off at the top as well. There we can see the side profiles. And of course on the other side we have the serial number 92 of 777. So a really, really cool piece. Well, this is a bit of a killer of a coin, isn't it? The Zodiac Killer, commemorated on a coin. Now we're not celebrating the horrific deeds of the Zodiac Killer, but instead we are trying not to forget the past of what some of these people have done. And it's a very, very cool product indeed. Really well made. And we're going to take a good close look at it in today's coin review. The Freedom of Information and Privacy Act's Zodiac Killer coin. Now, I want to put a bit of elephant in the room time straight up before we get in and dive into this particular coin review. I've had a few people in the past when I've done videos on things like Pablo Escobar or some of the gangsters out there in this world, that it seems a little bit weird to celebrate and commemorate a person who's done horrific things. And there is an element of that, can't ignore that element of it. But at the same time, the Zodiac Killer and serial killers generally, unfortunately, have been part of our collective modern history. And the fact that new laws and new ways of police forensic investigations have evolved and grown because of the acts of people like the Zodiac Killer, we are in a world that we are in now because of all of that. So I think it's important not to forget the past, and that's what these coins are about. They're not about celebrating the evil nature of a particular serial killer. They are about not forgetting the past, not forgetting those atrocities. We have to talk about where we've come from to know where we're going. So that's the elephant in the room time out of the way. Now, in terms of the specifications on this coin, let's have a quick look at that before we dive in a bit further. So here's the COA, and we can see that there is a mintage of 500. This particular coin is number 58, so Cool Kids Club, you know what to do with that. and we can see there that it is 2 ounces of fine silver with a 45mm diameter, and you can see all of the other little bits. One thing I really like about the whole package, if we're talking about the whole package, it really does look like one of those redacted documents from that particular investigation, which I think is really cool. Of course, the Zodiac Killer, very, very synonymous in US culture and history of what it was all about and the codes and all of that. So I think that's pretty cool, and I like that it's presented in this way. Nice display box as well with the black cardboard. It's really well secured. Nice big capsule as well to keep the coin nice and secure. And it's just a really well made piece. Now I am going to break it out of the capsule so that we can have a look at it in all of its glory without plastic. For those always interested, this is the best method I've always found of opening these kind of capsules. Just get a sharp knife and sort of break the seal a little bit, pry it up ever so slightly, and then when you've got enough play on it, you should be able to just slip the top off. But as with all things planned to do on YouTube, it is not always very easy. I mean, it's a sign of a good capsule. There are plenty of capsules out there which are not very good. So there we go. Now, one thing I am not going to do is take it out of this little plastic ring because I want to preserve it. It is a premium item at the end of the day. As with all of these premium items, you want to look after them with the best intentions. And actually, to have this plastic ring on there allows you to take it out of the capsule safely, look at it without the plastic on there, and really see it in all of its glory. So I do like that. I think that's pretty cool. And maybe the only piece of feedback would be to make it completely clear so that you can see the edge of the coin as well. But that's a small piece of feedback for this particular product. So here is the Zodiac Killer in all of the glory, I say the glory, all of the infamy, I suppose we should say, on this particular coin. Really, really nice levels of detail. I like the colored elements, of course, of the blood dripping down. I like the colored element of the target cross on his chest, and it's just really, really well made there. But in my opinion, and it's not often you say this, but in my opinion, the reverse side of the coin here is just to a whole other level. This is really well made, and I love the black finish of it. There are hints of the red elements there as well on the back of the coin. The crest, the Isle of Niue, I believe it is there as well. And I think it's just really well put together as a product. It looks like, it really does look like it's the sort of almost smudged newspaper clippings of the, of course, of the killer himself, the Zodiac Killer. And I think that's really very cool and very interesting. I like the fact that the Niue crest is in a target symbol as well. That's very cool. And of course, wanted there as well. Really nice to see a very, very well put together coin. Of course, very contrasting here on the other side with the sort of color, not having the black elements, although there is the black newspaper elements there, but the really nice matte finish on the, it's pretty high relief. It's not as high relief as I have seen on other coins, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But it is well made, well high relief, or well protruding off the face of the particular coin. So I think that's really cool. The colored elements of the coin are really well done as well. There's no bleeding, that's a coin of phrase, there's no bleeding of the blood over onto the actual elements of the coin design, which is cool. And I think it looks bloody cool. Now, as I said, it's not there to celebrate the Zodiac Killer, but more to not forget the horrific deeds and acts that have been committed in the past. As a bit of a history buff, I have to say, I really like this coin. Julius Caesar, that most famous Roman of the Roman Empire, on a coin. Absolutely awesome. And to boot, we are fighting the Gallic tribes. Very, very cool piece. Very, very cool product. And we're going to take a good close look at it here on this video. So sit back, relax as we have a great close look at this Julius Caesar themed silver coin. Love the Romans, love the Roman Empire. Here's a little unknown fact. I did archaeology at university, and oh boy, I was a big Roman buff and big Roman fan. So anything Roman-esque is exceptionally cool for me, and I am a big fan of this coin. I think it looks very, very cool indeed, and we're going to take a really close look at it. Now, from experience, these capsules are pretty tough to open, so I am going to try my best to open this in a succinct way. And whilst I do that, I will talk very briefly a little bit about the packaging. So the packaging is always really good from Spectres. It's well worth mentioning. A lot of people kind of somewhat they just ignore kind of packaging on big coins like this. Certainly most coin producers, and they just put it in a capsule. But it makes a difference for big premium products when you have the whole ensemble. As I said at the start of this video, this is a premium product and it does come at a premium, obviously, and you're paying for the entire package. So for something that looks this cool and this good, the artwork's fancy, it's a nice presentation, it's secure. As you can probably hear in the background, I'm somewhat struggling with the capsule to open it. It's not something I'd necessarily recommend that you do if you do get this coin. It's really on hard, this one. It is a hard one to open, but that is a good thing. It means that the coin is not going to open in transit. So we are nearly there. It's just about breaking the sort of vacuum seal on these capsules. Will we get there? Will we open it? That's the question. In the other video I did, it literally took me like 3 minutes to do. Aha, we've got it. So I put that little SpongeBob SquarePants thing a few hours later, but here we go. We are open and we are ready to go. So there is Julius Caesar himself. Now this strikes me as perhaps Julius Caesar before he was the sort of consul of Rome and then subsequently et tu Bruti with his assassination. This will have been on his Gallic conquests up through Gaul, now modern day France of course, expanding the Roman Empire. That is, in my opinion, what's going on here. He is commanding his legionaries, his centurions with the big feathered helmets there. Those would be the centurions. And he's commanding his troops in battle. So there we go. Julius Caesar is looking very, very good in this. So with Spectres coins, what you will always notice is you've got these sort of plastic outer rims on. There we go, we can get it out of there. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic because it actually is quite a handy dandy thing to hold and showcase the coins as we do outside of plastic so that we can see exactly what we're getting. It is nice. Some people will not like it because it's not see-through. Maybe that is a little piece of feedback for Spectres. If this was see-through, we could see the edge of the coin itself and we could better almost see the sort of high relief nature of the coin. It is an exceptionally high level relief coin and it's sort of somewhat nice to be able to see that. So that's maybe a little piece of constructive feedback for Spectres. But beyond that constructive feedback, there isn't a great deal more to really say in terms of nitpicking. It's a really cool piece that you can even see. Let's get even closer. I've seen a little fun thing here on Julius Caesar's rather muscly arms. You can even see the veins. That's how high level of detail this particular coin is. SPQR, the mark of the Legion there in the background with the eagles and the standards. Very, very nice. Very, very cool levels of detail indeed. Excellent. On the other side, it does get even cooler and better. We see here, in fact, this is definitely the Gallic conquests because we can see here the Gauls of modern day France, ancient Gaul, fighting the Roman legionaries in a rather brutal looking combat way with the Roman legionary there with his gladius. Very, very cool indeed. That is a very muscular Gaulic warrior, I will say. I always find it funny when, and this is not a slight on Spectres because it's all part of the bigger picture, isn't it? And I'm sure there were people in the ancient times with exceptionally muscular bodies and six-packs and everything, but you need a significant level of consistent training and diet and eating and maybe even a modern gym to get that buff. And I always do find it funny when you see depictions of that. But this isn't trying to be a super historically accurate coin in terms of the buffness of the Gallic warriors. It's just a really cool depiction of the entire product, and it's very, very nice indeed. So we can see here the Roman legionaries fighting in the background. There's just so many layers of detail in here. We can of course see at the top Republic of Chad with the 2025 motif there, MMXXV. I do like that little touch, having the Roman numerals for the year date. That is pretty cool, not to be understated about the connection there. So we can then really get to grips with the full detail of this. So see all the horses there in the background, the Roman cavalry. Really cool. Really level of detail is exceptional. Maybe we've even got the famous Asterix in here with his winged helmet. Maybe that's a little tiny Easter egg. I remember Asterix and Obelix. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Cool Kids Club, you need to tell me if you know about Asterix and Obelix, as well as quoting me, the 007, the James Bond of the Julius Caesar coin world. So there we go, there's the Julius Caesar. In fact, let's have a quick look at the certificate of authenticity so we can find out all of those extra particulars of the coin. This one, nicely centered. I did put a bit of feedback in about the Gong Gong COA that it was off center. This one is perfectly centered, so that's always nice. Mintage 500, antiqued ultra high relief, 45mm, 2 ounces of fine silver, 10,000 francs, 2025 Republic of Chad. So there we go with all of the details, and there we can see the certificate number as well. Oh, this is a very, very cool piece of silver indeed. The DragonTiger Switchblade by Spectres. An absolutely stunning piece of silver. Of course, premium, yes, but absolutely incredible in what it looks and feels like. Really nice, and we're going to get a good close look at it today. Here is the DragonTiger Switchblade. It is a stunning piece, very, very cool indeed. If you're in the UK, do not worry about buying this and importing it. I obviously was sent it and it came through just fine. There were no problems with customs. It's not a real knife. It just looks like a knife. Yes, it's got a bit of a pointy end there, but it's not a knife. And even if it was, it's not a proper switchblade. It doesn't have the retracting blade, and the blade length isn't longer than the allowance for a blade here in the UK. So just want to say that off the bat, you can get this in. Look, I have it. It was no problem whatsoever. You're not going to be on some terrorist watch list either for buying it. It's a very, very cool piece indeed. Now, I want to just share with you the entire product before we dive in and look at the silver itself. Like the box, that's cool. So some of the Spectres products in the past have had boxes which have been really difficult to open. They're like, I mean, that's not a bad thing in a way because it means the piece is nice and secure, but it was a bit finicky to open them. This is better. It's simple. It's sleek. I like that. The logo's on there. Brilliant. The internal packaging for this coin, I'm going to have one small piece of criticism to, or constructive feedback, let's say. I'm not a massive fan of the fact that the lid doesn't open further than that 90-degree angle. It means that it's a bit difficult, certainly from my perspective, to film because look, I mean, it's all shadowed and not particularly easy, but also just from a getting it out of the box perspective, like you don't really want to be pushing that back too much further. So small fry, but you know, it is what it is. It's a nice looking piece though. It's got that real cool look to it from that sort of oriental feel. Of course, the DragonTiger Switchblade, it's all about that oriental sort of theme. So it's a really cool piece and a really nice presentation, but the box just could be a little better if it opened more than 90 degrees. That's my constructive feedback. The COA, let's have a quick look at that before we dive in. So here is the certificate. It has a limited vintage of 888, very auspicious number in Chinese culture. This is serial number 299, so Cool Kids Club members, you know what to do. It's a 2-ounce coin, as we can see down here. I mean, 2-ounce coin, it's got $5. Is it a coin? I mean, it's art, but anyway, it's a coin, and you can see all the little bits there as well. And then on the back, we have Spectres with all of their details too. So that's pretty cool. Nice to see a slightly different looking COA for a change rather than your bog standard stuff. The capsule, I mean, what more can you say? It's a beautiful not handmade, custom made, that's what I was going for. Custom made capsule to fit the product. Nice to have. You want these kind of things protected as best as you can. There's a little ridge there to get your finger in and open it. And we're going to do just that in a moment. So what I'm actually going to do is use a sharp knife just to pry it open, because I do find that these, once they've been shut by the manufacturers, they are bloody difficult to open, especially when you're trying to do it live on YouTube. Well, not live, I'm not live, but you know what I mean. And even now, it's proving very difficult, which is a good thing. You want this from a capsule. There we go. Once we've broken the airtight seal, they do come off a little easier. So here we have, oh, it looks good. I love taking the capsule lids off. I would probably recommend, unless you are very accustomed to handling these kind of things, not to do this, and try not to obviously hold it with your bare hands. If you are going to open it, just hold it half in the capsule like I am. But it always makes a difference to see what the product looks like when you take it out of the plastic. I think that's really good. I mean, I don't know what the solution is really to get these products not encased in plastic, but still keep them protected. It's always difficult to know. But here we have the Dragon Switchblade, or the DragonTiger Switchblade, I should say. So we've got the dragon, we've got the tiger, stunning, stunning detail. And we're going to get real close and have a look at this detail. So here we go. The handle has, of course, so much intricacy on it. There we can see the dragon. Really, really nice. Good Chinese dragon, of course, as you would expect on this kind of themed coin. And there's the tiger down there. Dragon and tigers seeming to be having quite a lot of products that are with them at the moment. I've seen quite a lot of dragons and tigers. It's quite cool to see those 2 years. I don't know if the 2022 and 2024, was it? 25? Is it Year of Dragon now? I can't remember. No, it's Year of something different now. It's Year of the Dragon last year. I can't remember whether those are auspicious as a pairing or not, or whether it's just the theme of the day at the moment, but it's very cool indeed. And there we have, of course, the blade. I say blade, it's not a real knife, of course, so don't worry. It does have a bit of a sharp edge at the top, but it's still not going to be classed as a knife. Very, very cool piece indeed there. So let's have a look at the other side. So just gonna get this flipped. There we go. And we can see now on the opposite side, we have the tiger at the top of the hilt, which looks really good with the whole tiger. So we were missing the tiger's sort of tail at the back there. That's very, very cool indeed. It's got like the Chinese themed mouth. So you'll notice in a lot of Chinese art and culture that the tiger is not a sort of literal depiction of it. It has an accentuated jaw often, and that's pretty cool. Now you can see the tiger looking down upon the dragon as opposed to the other side of the coin where the dragon was looking down at the tiger. Very, very cool, that eternal battle between the dragon and the tiger. Then on this side, we can see what makes it an actual coin. And I kind of like the fact that they've made this as small as possible. So you've got the seal there of Nui. And of course, we have the 2025 Samoa, or not Nui, it must be, sorry, the crest of Samoa. It's just so used to seeing Nui on there, $5. And then there's some really small etched bits there. And that's where it says 2 ounce of 909 FS fine silver. Hope that's showing up for you guys on camera. Very, very micro text there. Of course, one of the benefits of these types of products is they are not going to be counterfeited. You're just not going to be able to get the same level of detail on these. I mean, you could theoretically see some counterfeiters out there trying their luck on this, but quite frankly, it's not going to be a likely scenario to happen. So they are always really, really nice products. Now, I will just say that obviously these are premium products, and it is something to ensure that you are understanding that these are not investments in the silver weight. These are investments in the entire product, the collectability of the product, the desirability of the product, the limited edition of the product. And when you are buying these, you are paying, of course, for more than just the silver in there. So if you're one of those people who doesn't like that, doesn't necessarily understand that, it's fine. You don't have to buy it. I'm not telling you that you have to go out, rush out and buy these. But they are very cool pieces and very cool products, and very sought after in some collector circles. So it's always worth having a look at if they are of interest to you. So there we have the DragonTiger Switchblade from Spectres, an incredible piece with incredible detail and beautiful to behold. I have to say, even with the plastic on, this looks incredible. Really, really cool. Just like in the 1850s, revolutionizing industry, it seems to be what is happening at the moment with some of the releases coming from Spectres. The coins that they are producing are incredible, and this is no exception. Commemorating Samuel Colt and his revolutionary ideas and manufacturing techniques, this is a very special piece indeed. And we are going to take a good close look at it and find out what it's all about. Nicely presented. As you can see, the presentation box here, really high quality with that cardboard. There's even felt on the inside there, just really well put together with the artwork of course, the legendary inventor Samuel Colt himself. Inside the box, we can see, of course, the certificate of authenticity here. This is a limited edition collectible numismatic, of course. And there we can see the absolutely incredible high relief version. We'll have a look at that in just a wee moment, because first we're going to have a quick look at the specifications. So we've got 2025 coin Samoa, 5 thaler, a 2 ounce fine silver, 45mm diameter, antique ultra high relief with a mintage of 500. And this one is serial number 67 out of 500. So you Cool Kid Club members, you know what to do to tell me that you're cool. Very, very cool indeed to see the whole package there. Presented in a really nice capsule with the sort of plastic rim around the outside, so you can really get to grips with the high relief nature of this particular product. It is very cool indeed. And I love the parallax view on this, the sort of 3D aspect of it, that you can really see that workshop, that factory setting going all the way to the back. It's a really, really nice effect on this particular product. So we're going to crack the capsule, not literally crack the capsule open, we're going to open the capsule gently and have a look at the coin up close and personal, because it's what this program is called, In Focus Friday. We put things up close and in focus. Now, opening these capsules live on a take of a YouTube video is often a barrel of laughs, and we can see what I'm trying to do here on camera is just gently pry the lid up a little bit. And what you'll find with these capsules is they have this almost like vacuum seal to them. And once you've got enough opening and that vacuum has almost sort of popped a little bit, it will come off nice and easy. One of the things that I actually really like about these ring style inserts, there we go, it's come out worried I was going to drop it there for a second, is that you can get the coin out and you can look at it without worrying about touching the edge of the coin or handling the internal parts of the coin. It makes it very YouTube friendly, I will say that. Of course, there are distinct disadvantages in that you can't see the edge of the coin, which is a reeded edge, I will add. It's a very, very nice reeded edge from the small bit that I can see in that gap at the bottom. Of course, if you did want to take it out of this, it would be good. My only piece of criticism and feedback to Spectres would be make this plastic ring completely see-through so that we can see all of the edges of the coin. That would be, in my opinion, the best change that it could possibly be to it. But otherwise, we can but enjoy the real beauty and craftsmanship. I mean, there's marksmanship involved in this as well. That was most certainly a bit of a Freudian slip, but it's a really, really cool piece and very well put together indeed. So let's have a look. On this side, we have, of course, Samuel Colt himself. I love that there's a little signature on his jacket and shoulder there, which is very, very cool. We've got him, of course, in his background with his factory settings and, of course, the legendary revolver itself there. So that's really, really well put together. We've almost got like the blueprint drawings in the background as well, the engineering drawings. I love that the outside of the coin is a cog shape as well. Really very good indeed. And I hope that the camera is kind of doing it justice in terms of the high relief nature of the coin. We can really see that high relief smart minting technology coming to the fore to bring this really, really to life in almost 3D. I mean, it is 3D, but you know what I mean, a 3D aspect and look to it. So much intricate little tiny pieces of detail here as well, even the veins on his hand and everything. So very, very well put together. And it gets even better on the other side because again, we can see here the workshop in that 3D parallax effect going back. It's just beautifully put together, and you really do get that sense of position within the factory of Samuel Colt there at his desk. And even on the blueprints on the desk, it seems like there's almost like a 3D parallax effect of whatever the blueprints are there. It looks really, really well put together. Very high relief once again. And if we just flip it up here, you can see that that desk is truly elevated. It takes a lot of engineering skill to design a coin that will then look like this when you have that 3D aspect to it, that still gets that almost depth of field approach to the coin. And I do applaud Spectres for the design of this. I think it's a really quite magical piece. We can see here, of course, at the top, the crest of Samoa with some of the particulars. We've got Samoa 5 Thala 2025. It's nice that that's not taking full like front and center, that the design on these have come full circle so we can see them on both sides. I think that's just really good. It's what it's about. It's meant to be about, commemorating the revolutionary invention, that revolutionized firearms. If I'm just reading a little bit from the Spectres website here, we've got Samuel Colt, the father of the revolver. From the bustling workshops of Hartford, Connecticut, Samuel Colt revolutionized the world with one invention, the revolving chamber firearm. His vision forever altered the course of history, setting new standards in precision, innovation, and industrial manufacturing. So we're not just celebrating firearms here, which of course can be somewhat of a controversial topic, certainly if you're not in the USA like we are over here in the United Kingdom. Firearms, very different culture. But still, it pays tribute to the man who turned a groundbreaking idea into a legacy that still echoes through the halls of history. And I will say that because, of course, in the steeps of the Industrial Revolution, the 1850s, this whole change in the way that we approached the world changed the world forever as society. So the reverse design features a finely rendered portrait of Samuel Colt, here we go, on this side, confidently holding his iconic 1851 Colt Navy revolver with the engraved signature alongside him. A nod to his role in pioneering modern arms production. And then on the obverse, we can see here, of course, transports us inside the Colt Armory, Colt's historic firearms manufacturing complex. At its center, Colt is shown at his desk, deep in thought, contemplating the blueprints and refining gun components. Symbolizing the relentless mind of an inventor surrounding him, male and female workers fill the bustling factory floor, echoing historic references from period imagery. Even the ceiling pays homage to the American pride, with striped banners surrounding the coats of arms of Samoa, integrating the legal tender, making this into a coin of a historical scene. Fantastic. A really well put together piece. Love it. Brilliant. I wonder what all those mafioso bosses of history would make of the massive run on gold and silver that we're seeing. Would they be sitting back enjoying the proceeds of their illicit activities? Most probably. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at this incredible coin that pays homage to one of the most famous mafioso bosses, Joseph Colombo. The second in the Crime Family series from Spectres. It's a very cool product indeed, and we're going to take a good close look at it. It is a coin even though it is bar shaped, and look, I can even prove it. It's got the crest on the back. It's a really cool looking product, but before we dive in and have a look at it, I wanted to do a quick rundown of the entire ensemble. So we have the sleek and nice less is more approach of the Spectres box. Elephant in the room time, there is a little dent here. This was my fault. I dropped the box as I was unpackaging it. It was a bit annoying to have done that because it also dented the box in here, but I mean, I suppose the box has done its job because the coin itself was absolutely fine. It's very well securely housed in this particular cardboard box. It's a really good capsule. There is no issues at all with the coin, but I have damaged the little box there, so that is a bit annoying. The artwork on this I really like. It's cool. I like the green look to it. I like the fact that we've got all the information there. It's a high quality box, as you can see from having been dropped and not damaged the coin. So really nice ensemble for the entire box. In addition, there it is. I thought we'd lost it for a second. We've got a playing card with Colombo himself, the 10 of spades, with, of course, the infamous Joseph Colombo there, sitting at his crime headquarters desk. I like that. This also duplicates as the certificate of authenticity. We can see here it's a Nui coin 2026, produced by Spectres, number 79 of 500, just 500 as a mintage for this particular piece. So a very cool product indeed. Now let's have a look and see what it's all about, because as with everything that you get from Spectres, there are so many tiny minute details and hidden gems within these designs. So a really, really cool product. And Spectres, by the way, are a fantastic company. If you haven't checked them out before, then please do go have a look at their website where you can see not only this, but all of their different products. Well worth looking, and a huge thank you to them for sponsoring our channel. So of course, here is Colombo. And what I really like about this is that there is a huge contrast between the plain background of the 10 of spades, and then you see the color of the American flag and the Italian flag, but also and I suppose it's sort of a black and white colorization of the newspaper, but it really makes it stand out. And I like that because it gives it sort of almost like a perspective, almost like a 3D perspective look. There is actually a really sort of high relief profile on this particular coin, but it really stands out because of that newspaper black and white colorization, if that makes sense. So I really like that. I think that's a really cool extra additional touch to this particular product. Of course, celebrating the infamous Joseph Colombo, Man of the Year, target of the mob, the saga of this particular series. This is the second installment of the 5 Families series, which look at the 5 biggest mafia bosses in American history. Of course, Joseph Colombo is represented here. This is him and in the most defining moment, seated at his desk, headline in hand, reading of his own recognition as the Man of the Year by the Tri-Borough Post. Seen surrounded by symbols of his cause, Italian and American flags behind him, and on his desk, authentic pamphlets and documents from the Italian-American Civil Rights League, the organization he founded in 1970 to fight discrimination. But arguably, it was to shield himself and the mafia from increasing federal scrutiny. The 10 of spades anchors the card's background, cleverly nodding to the royal flush motif that unites the 5 Families series. So you may have seen the first one in this. There was, I can't remember what the playing card was on that particular one, but if you have all 5 of them, you'll have that royal flush, which I think is a very, very cool thing. So the obverse, where's the other half of the capsule? There we go. When we flip it around to the other side, we can see here the shared playing card back, and it represents and looks just like the playing card that we see here, which I think is really, really cool indeed. There we go, get it on the camera. Backyard Bullion, that does help, and you can see all the different crime families represented there in their little motifs, which is very cool indeed. So we see the gold gilded bullet holes and symbols of the organized crimes, firearms, cash, narcotics, poker chips. Each bullet hole represents one of the 5 families, tying all entries into a single criminal dynasty. The official seal of Nui confirms this status as legal tender in the center of the coin. Really, really cool. And the detail now we can get really close to and have a look is second to none. Love this. I love the selective gold gilding on the back here. It really looks good. There's almost a bit of a sort of steampunk look to this, even though it's not really that steampunk era, but it's just got almost like a inner workings of the playing card with the intricate parts of it. I really like that. I think it's an extra level of detail. And I've said for a very long time that coins that have motifs and designs bleeding through onto both sides where you don't just have the crest. They add extra value, in my opinion, in terms of that design, of that aesthetic of what you're buying this for, which is ultimately a collectible numismatic to have as part of a collection. This particular product, if we just have a quick look, is priced at $330. It's a 2-ounce silver item, so it is a premium product. We must, of course, recognize that fact. It is not an investment product, but with just investment bullion being at like $115 on spot price, more with premiums, you've got to start thinking about the fact that some of these premium products are actually representing really quite good value at the moment. And this is, of course, a really well put together low mintage product. So definitely worth thinking about if this kind of thing takes your fancy and you're a bit of a mafioso crime sort of fan. There are, of course, huge followings for this kind of thing. Not in that you're all mafia bosses, but the culture of it, the history of it. I think what we learn from the history defines how we go forwards into the future. And I think these are really cool additional things to have in there. Hell, they wouldn't have made, of course, the world's most popular TV series, The Sopranos, if it wasn't something that we could look back on and sort of celebrate or share. Celebrate is the wrong word, but do you know what I mean? Like, celebrate the history of and the contribution to society that brings, whether it be good or bad, and the changes that it makes. And I think that's really cool. So the entire ensemble looks really good. We have, of course, the Spectres white box with the logo on there. Nice, clean, nothing better than simple is more, I think. And then we have an outer cardboard box here. So really nice, hard, high quality cardboard box there. It's going to keep everything nice and safe. We have a wooden presentation box here, Spectres logo on the top, and it's just really well made. No felt bottom. I would say that that's maybe an addition that could be put in there, because that's probably going to get scratched up a little bit if you have it out on hard surfaces. But other than that, I think it's a really nice presentation, really nice ensemble. We have up here the certificate of authenticity, so let's get that out and have a quick look. So of course we can see here in the theme of a baseball card, which is kind of cool. I like that. And this is number 50 of 1,000. So we have 1,000 mintage of this, the world's first 3D baseball silver coin. Very, very cool indeed. And it's, of course, the proof version. So it's a 2-ounce fine silver, the mintage of 1,000 we can see there. The Bullion Bombers, fantastic. I do like that. That's a really cool little addition to have a baseball card themed certificate of authenticity. Now, I'm going to put some gloves on, because I guess one of the, it's not even a criticism really, but one of the, I suppose, problems with this product is that it's not in a capsule, and that is, of course, very difficult to do for a spherical inverted commas coin. So one thing that is supplied in this package is here. We've got this polishing cloth. But what I'd like to maybe see as a piece of feedback is if we have coins like this, products like this, where there are no capsules, then perhaps supplying customers with some gloves too would be a really additional benefit to make sure that it's going to stay in tip-top condition as best as possible. So absolute nightmare for YouTube filming this is, because it's super high reflective. I'm hiding behind a piece of cardboard in front of my camera in case I do any accidental face reveals, but it's so well put together. Now, what I will say is it's not solid silver. I will know that for a fact, because if it was solid silver at this size, it would weigh an awful lot more. I've made spherical pieces of poured silver with 2-part graphite molds before, and they have been around this size and come out about 12 ounces worth of silver. So this is most certainly a hollow piece. It's obviously been put together and stitched together almost like a baseball, which I think is really very cool indeed. So we can see here the logo there of Samoa. Of course, the stitching all around the baseball looks fantastic too. Super high finish and polish on this product. And there we can see the Bullion Bombers, 909 fine silver. Of course, I think the serial number's there. I can't see it with the naked eye. I'm looking through the viewfinder of the camera because I don't want to do the accidental face reveal. And we can see there Samoa and the 5 thaler. So that is just a super, super cool piece and product. There we can see 1,000 home runs. No, there's the serial number, 50 of 1,000 home runs. Very, very cool indeed. Now I'm going to pop this back down in its little box before I drop it, because I know inevitably that's what I do best on this channel, is dropping things. So we're just going to hold it here in the old box and have a look at it. I think it's a really great piece. I think it's unique. I think there are not very many pieces like it out there in the market right now. I think from a collecting point of view, it's very special in that regard. We don't see, I mean, I've told a number of different bullion mints and companies around the world that they should do spherical coins. We've seen a few of them out there in like the kilo size, which are like solid silver stuff. Grab here, spherical piece that I made. This is a 30-ounce sphere, so you can see side by side, you know, a kilo piece of silver is big. It's actually not really that much bigger than this 2-ounce piece, but because it's hollow, it makes it damn sight more affordable than one of those sort of spherical. We've seen some like Death Star pieces come out from the sort of spherical world of coinage, and they're like $5,000. It's pretty mad. So it is pretty good to have something that's not in that realm, something a bit more affordable at that end of the spectrum. So I applaud Spectres for their ingenuity and so ingenuity of creating new product, innovation. That's it, to really stretch the boundaries of what is coinage and what can be defined as coinage, and the kind of products that we're getting in this sort of second half of the numismatic revolution, I think, because we're in this really weird phase. Well, it's a good phase, I suppose, not really weird, where there are just an incredible amount of incredibly talented coin producers out there making some absolutely stunning pieces, and this is right up there with them. So if you're a baseball fan, I think it's a pretty much must. You've got a solid silver, it's not solid silver, you've got a silver baseball. I mean, if it was solid silver, it would be, as I said, 12, 13, 14 ounces worth. And it would be very, very different in its price point. But it doesn't need to be solid. It just needs to be spherical and look like a baseball. And that's absolutely incredible. Okay, yeah, I'll admit it. Boundaries have been pushed once again. This is technically a coin, believe it or not. A 3D American football coin. Very, very high quality. Look at that proof finish. Probably one of the most awkward coins to film with when you're a faceless YouTube channel. But it's a stunner, and we are going to showcase it in all of its glory in today's coin review. A really nice outside white cardboard box from Spectres. You know you're getting a good product when you see that cardboard box. Inside we have another cardboard box, nice blue color with all the beautiful protection that you'd need for this lovely wooden box inside. So after you've played a little bit of the Russian dolls to get inside, you finally open up and you see the 3D football. Now this is slightly off center because I've been filming with this like 5 times today to try and get a shot of it without reflecting the old face, because I'm a faceless YouTube channel. It is a pig to film with, but we will endeavor to go forward. It is stunning. Supplied in the capsule. It does fit really nice and snug in there. I've just got it out so I can get it out nice and easy. The certificate of authenticity at the back there. Let's have a quick look at that before we dive in and have a look at the coin itself. It is a coin, believe it or not. So Nui is the backing authority of this coin. There is a mintage of 1000 on it. We can see they're individually serialized. This is number 132, so cool kids, you know what to do. It's 2 ounces of silver, 3 nines fine, 3D shaped proof. I will say it's hollow right off the bat. If this was a solid piece of silver, it would weigh probably about 800 grams. So it is not solid, but it is a very cool piece nevertheless. So let's put the COA back in nicely and then get the coin out and have a look. So it is supplied in a capsule, which is of course really, really good to protect it. I will be opening the capsule in a minute, probably struggling to do so as it is a very good capsule, but we can at least see what this is all about. A really, really nice piece, and see just how good the proof quality is outside of this plastic. So good capsule in there, because let me tell you, this is a right old pig to get out. In fact, what we're gonna do, because I've done this already a couple of times, is I'm going to quickly try and get the knife in. And no, I'm not going to be able to do this, I think, am I? Right, okay, I'll tell you what, let's do it over here so I can actually see what I'm doing. That would probably be a good start. So we get the knife in there, we can get the top off, fantastic, the top is off. Okay, and I'm going to put that there. So we're going to put some gloves on. You can see why this is a bit of a pig to film with. That doesn't detract from the absolute stunning quality that is this coin. It is really good, and if you're an American football fan, then it is definitely something to have a look at. What I will say is that it is a premium product. Please bear that in mind. It is not a cheap piece of bullion. The technology, the minting technology that goes into making something like this, and you can really see that proof finish, just how high quality finish this is. It's so good. It'd help if I had it the right way around, wouldn't it? So there we go, $5, 3 nines fine silver, the Spectres logo there. And then we come down and we see the individual serial number and the touchdowns. Stunning, stunning piece indeed. Really well put together. Very, very, very high quality in its finish. a very nice clean white cardboard box. Simple but elegant. And then inside we have the hard cardboard box with the artwork of Napoleon himself. There he is, in one of his greatest poses, with his spyglass looking upon the battlefield, with his hussars and infantrymen in the background. It's a really good hard cardboard box. This coin is well secured. We've got the certificate of authenticity, which we see here, Napoleon. This one has a mintage of 500, and we are number 69 of 500. Cool, kids. Make of that what you will in the comment section. Goodness me, I know the internet will just love that. So serial number 69, and there's all the other specifications. So 2 ounces of fine silver, antiqued, ultra high relief, 45mm diameter, $5. It is a coin from the island of Niue. So into the case and the coin we go. It's a little tiny piece of leftover plastic from, I think that's from one of the, so I have opened this before. It's one of those little like plastic things that goes on top to keep the coin in place. So fantastic, love it. Love this capsule and ring that I've seen from Spectres coins. It's not the first time I've seen this. It's really good because it allows you to be able to see more of the detail of the coin, and it also allows you to take it out of the capsule and really have a good look at it without the plastic obliterating the details. So that is exactly what we are going to do right now. I will say, be very careful when doing this, not just because you're prying it open with a sharp knife near your fingers, but also because if you drop the coin, you'll damage it. And I've dropped coins before in the past, but never these kind of coins. So just be very careful if you are doing it. Now you can see this is a very good capsule. It is one that is not coming off easily, but that is exactly what you want from a capsule to keep a coin safe in transit. And then once you've broken the air seal, it should come out fairly easy. And then, is this going to just slide out on its own? I'm not sure it is. Let me just quickly try. Off camera, there we go. It has come out with a very small, gentle tap. So here we go. Here is Napoleon Bonaparte himself. As I said, with all of his beautiful, beautiful insignia. Do you know what? It's one of the best dressed periods of history. That whole era fascinates me, and it's like the gentleman's war. Of course, war was never gentlemanly. There's obviously not very nice things that go on in any conflict and any war, but that idea that one would be in one's best when one goes into battle, it doesn't matter about the practicalities of it. You have to look the best, you look the part, you see. The old British way of doing it. But it wasn't just the British, it was all over Europe. It was that was the style at the time. Very, very strange, of course. And of course, we get a lot of that, bleeding through today in military uniforms and military traditions, and in our civilian life as well. Suited and booted, there are phrases all about that. Then on the reverse, we have the depictions of one of his famous battles, not favorite battles. I'm sure he had a favorite battle, but you know what I mean. Famous battles here. I don't know which battle this is meant to be depicting. It could be one of the many. If you've not seen the film Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix, it is a really good film to showcase that period of history. You have to kind of be a bit of a history buff to really enjoy it most, but it is a really good film nonetheless. So a beautiful piece, very, very well made. I do think that Spectres always take an extra level of care and attention in any of their pieces that they put together, and this one is none short of very, very well made in terms of quality. So you can really see Boney there depicted. Interestingly, for his time, he was not actually that short. A lot of people, they say, oh, Bonaparte was really short, but actually for his time, he's average height, which is just, I think, a little bit hilarious. But it's the same thing that we do. These rumours that he was short was made up here in the United Kingdom as a sort of propaganda tool for the sort of anti-Napoleonic sort of ways. It's hilarious. It's the same things that we see in modern society now with fake news and media and everything. It's hilarious. So I do think we have a lot to learn from this period of history. And of course, it has shaped the world that we live in. It has shaped the alliances that we have in this world, even through to today. It shaped what really fueled the big crises in Europe in that early 1800s in terms of monetary crises. It helped fuel the American independence. There's a whole host of movements that are connected. And this coin is really cool. So if you're a fan of that piece of history, fan of that period of history, fan of Napoleon, then this coin might well be for you. When I first opened the box and had a look at, almost made me think it's like a belt buckle that you'd see on Howard Wolowitz from The Big Bang Theory. It's so cool. It's not something that I've seen the likes of before on coins. And of course, pushing the definition of coins these days is pretty much what you have to do in the world of silver and gold. And this is really cool. And of course, celebrating one of America's iconic Big Five, the American bison, and some beautiful selective gold gilding on there to show, to highlight the is it a mane on the bison? I'm afraid I don't know. We don't have bison over here in the UK. So it's still a really, really amazing piece, and we're going to have a good close look at it under camera. If you like these type of videos, then please do comment down below and also subscribe to our channels. We do lots of very cool unboxings. Now I'm just going to take the top of the capsule off. Hopefully it will come off in a timely fashion, otherwise we might have to insert the old 3 hours later routine in. But any capsule that struggles to get off is a good capsule in my book. There we go, here it is off. Fantastic. Now the reason I take the capsule lid off is because I like to showcase these products for what they are and what they should be. Really simple beauty. And you know, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for you if you're going to buy this. These are very limited. There is just 200 of these coins out there. This is serial number 17, which is also down here on the bottom. Hopefully the camera will pick it up just about. There we go, 17. Cool Kids Club, you know what to do. And only 200 of these out there. 5 ounces of silver. It's is it concave or convex? I can never remember. Concave, I think, is when it goes inwards like that. On this side, it's concave. I guess on the other side, it will be convex. But that's a really cool. It gives quite a good perspective. I like that. It's like you're kind of looking down range almost at these and seeing them down there and seeing those bison. It gives it really good 3D elements and perspective. And you can see that, of course, with the high relief nature of the interior parts of that concave parts of the coin. So really cool, high quality gold gilding on the bison's mane. And if that's not what it's called, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm calling it, which looks really cool. I think that's really well done. There's no like bleeding over of it. It's just really very high quality, which is what you'd expect and what you demand these days from companies like Spectres. Really great landscape in the background with exquisite, intricate details all over. Love the fact that there's like a little butterfly over here as well. That's really cool just to see this whole array of all life living together in harmony. Of course, the sad story of the bison's history in America, all about of course, the destruction of the population of the bison. They were very tasty, apparently. It's very sad, but hopefully they are on the sort of recovery now, although I don't think there won't be herds of bison sweeping majestically across the plains anytime soon. But still, very, very cool product indeed. Now, let's have a quick look at the other side. So on the other side, I think what would have elevated this coin even further for me would have been a little bit more gold gilding on here. We'd have had it, again, that theme following through. I mean, I still like it, don't get me wrong. I'm just finding anything that I can to constructively critique this. If you have a product like this, which is at the end of the day a premium product, so let's not shy away from the fact that this is a premium product. You know, you want to just maximize everything. So maybe a bit of constructive feedback for Spectres, but listen, it's still bloody good. And what I really love about this is, again, the perspective that we're seeing here with America's Big Five all across there. We've got, of course, the state of Samoa, independent state of Samoa denomination there. So nice to see something that's not like the king's head. It's very, very different, but it's still really well framed here. We've still got the nature side of things all coming in with the bison there in the background. Of course, the big one down here below. So I think that looks really cool. Very, very well put together product indeed. But the action and the best side has got to be over here. Let's see if we can get this nestled back in. I'm very worried about dropping it. There we go. Really nice. So I think it's great. I would like to say, in fact, I don't know yet. So let me just go into the product here and have a quick look. So this is, I believe, the first issuing of the Big Five. So I would imagine we'll see the other 4 come out in due course. So the American Bison, enduring symbol of strength and resilience, is the first release, there you go, in the America's Big Five series, known for its role in the North American Great Plains ecosystem. Again, there with the ecosystem, bringing all the nature together. We've got the butterfly, we've got the birds, we've got all of the plants. I think that's really well done. It's a really nice thing. The bison represents the pioneering spirit and successful conservation efforts. Once nearing extinction, these majestic animals have made a remarkable comeback. Coin's design highlights the American bison in Yellowstone National Park, surrounded by prairie dogs. Ooh, there's prairie dogs on here. I haven't seen. There's a little prairie dog down there. Fantastic. So surrounded by prairie dogs, butterflies, cowbirds, and bees. There's bees on here. I do love a good bee. Where's the bee? Where is the bee? There must be a bee somewhere. Am I not seeing it? Is it on the other side? Or are they really micro bees? I know that Spectres like to put their logo on these coins somewhere. I'm going to have a quick look and see if I can see. I'm not seeing a bee on here. Maybe it's the other side. Or maybe, oh, is there something down here? I think there's something really small against there. So let's have a quick, let's zoom in even further. I don't know if we're going to be able to get enough detail. Yeah, I think that's a bee flying above the grass there. Fantastic. There's a little prairie dog. Fantastic. I want to see where the Spectres logo is because they always hide it from me. And I've said a few times that it's not on there when it often is. I don't think I can see it on that side. So maybe it's on this side. It's got to be here somewhere. There's always a little Spectres logo. I'm not seeing it. It's like Where's Waldo for you Americans, or Where's Wally? See the little butterflies up here. But anyway, if you've spotted the Spectres logo, there's the cowbirds on the back of the bison. That's pretty cool. You keep looking at this and you keep finding new details, which I think is really nice. It's really well put together. If you can find that little Spectres logo, it looks, here we go, like there on the right-hand side, that little ghost look, that spectre look, then let me know, because I could not see it. And I'm sorry to Spectres if I have missed it. But there we have a very, very cool product indeed, and it grows on you the more you look at it. That is it from me. We'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.